So that very much concludes our last session of the day. Thank you to Ramya for moderating. I'm actually just going to close the 2 days. And I was told to do a summary of the day. I'm not quite sure where to start from today, to be honest. I think it's been truly heartwarming to hear from survivors. I think that's really important. And really made us think about late effects and how we support patients through late effects and how we educate them now to support them in the future. Got my script. I also really want to thank all of you for coming and giving up your weekend. I hope you found it useful. I hope you've made some really good connections. And really to know that you are not alone in this. I appreciate neuroblastoma is seen as rare, but it's not rare in this room. So thank you. I also want to thank all the participants, so the hosts, the speakers, the moderators, the panelists, and those who facilitated. I can't forget our event supporters, of which I will now list. Obviously, I think Gail said, actually Lucy said yesterday morning, so we had Children with Cancer UK, Recordati Rare Diseases, Norgene, the Community Fund, United Therapeutics, the Hospital Saturday Charity, and YMAB Therapeutics. Also want to thank SKC. Working as their chief nurse is an absolute privilege. I see the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. We are extremely lucky to have them. Claire is in the room. I think Marie's probably outside. They have been phenomenal in getting this together for us this weekend, so I just want to give them all a round of applause. A reminder that all the sessions from the weekend have been recorded. They add to the already 50 plus resources that are available via the SKC website, so please do check them out in due course. And we really want your feedback. I don't know whether, did feedback make the tables, Claire, or? No. It's in the dining room. So there's paper ones in the dining room, and there's also, you'll get an email. This event is for you, and to make sure that we are addressing what you need. So I really encourage you to fill that out so we can continue to, year on year, to make it better for you. And last but no means least, we started the day with hope from the survivors, and it's my absolute privilege to hand over to the lovely Matt White to talk about hope. So thank you.
It's an increasing struggle to get upstairs. I'm Matt, I'm a trustee. I've been a trustee for about 150 years, it feels. And it's actually one of the great privileges of my life to be a trustee for this charity and to be involved in it. I didn't choose to be here, obviously. I'm a father, and I think we might have a picture. This is Felix. Some of you will have known him. He was in hospital with Adam, actually. And this was about 3 minutes before he fought Darth Vader in America. And it was also about a couple of months before he passed away, actually. And I'm going to talk a little bit about hope, because I'm full of it. But I also want to talk a little bit about losing it. Felix is an identical twin. So his brother is currently a 20-year-old in a university in Canada. His mother's Canadian. And he's full of hope as well. And his amazing sister is here, Grace, who some of you will have known as well. Now, I lost hope when Felix relapsed in Germany, and I just distinctly remember driving away from the hospital in order to fly home on my own while we left him there, and I was devastated, actually, and it left an enormous vacuum in me. It was a dark time, and then I kind of found it again in Solving Kids Cancer. And I've never lost it. It's something that will always stay with me. And I believe it walks into the room with me. And I think it walks into the room with all of us in this room. And it's a privilege to have it as part of me. Solving Kids Cancer, literally, the people who have put this together, we literally live in hope. It's part of us. In 2009, we came to a similar event. It wasn't really similar. It was one of the first ones of these, which was the Parents Conference. It was held in London, and it was full of fear and anger and frustration, all the things that deny us the opportunity to hope. And this is so different. This establishment now is so different from what it was all those years ago. The treatment options, the incredible privilege of the long-term survivors talking to us this morning and being with us will live with me forever. The clinicians, like John Anderson saying, "I'm a relentless optimist," yesterday, which was just beautiful. He lives in hope. The parent advocate, Gavin, at the back there, who is on a Don Quixote crusade and looks for silver linings, along with Alan as well. It's just brilliant. So hope is very much in this room with all of us. And I encourage us to bottle it or put it in a jar, like this, the feeling of it. Put it in a jar, and then on those difficult times, just unscrew the top and give it a little inhale in those difficult times, because they will come. At Vicky's coaching yesterday, that was some of the difficult times when Vicky asked everybody for one word around how we feel, and it was overwhelmed, exhausted, terrified. So I ask us, where do we go to refuel ourselves with hope? What little moments do we kind of go on the hunt for, the opportunities for it? Because we need it. We need it. I've spoken to so many of us, we need to refuel ourselves. And we often go to our children. I have the privilege of sitting next to a beautiful man this morning as a dad, and he just goes straight to his son's smile at 7 o'clock in the morning. And that's what gives him the refuel of hope. But when Felix was in treatment, one of our very close friends in Canada put together a golf tournament. And my amazing wife, Cole, has recently been scrapbooking all of Felix's journey. And we found a whole load of these cards where all the children in this golf tournament, all these kids, were given these cards to write about hope. And I'll read some of them out, and they scribbled things on them. And there was like, hope is something you never give up. Hope is the seed inside of you that helps you believe in yourself. Hope is always there inside you, waiting to unfold like a beautiful butterfly. Well, appropriate. Hope is to believe in something you're determined to do. Hope is remembering you're not alone. And hope is knowing that you are loved. It allows us to come back into the room. And even if we come back into the room where our kids are, just to make today okay. Because sometimes that's all it can take. And we bring it into the room. I also know there is a room in Philadelphia which is full of hope, because Felix's tumour cells are in this room in Philadelphia, and they are currently being used all the time to test new solutions like dinutuximab, which is, and I get these lovely emails about 3 or 4 times a year from the amazing Donna in the corner, who is in some far-off place in Europe saying, Felix is in the room. And they're called Felix cells. And he is known as a rock star in this room in Philadelphia. And that's why I'm so proud of him for giving us more hope, even though he's not physically here with us. And thank you, Donna, for that. So Vicky said yesterday in our session yesterday, she says, we don't stop and we won't stop. Solving Kids Cancer is exactly what that is. We will not stop. We won't stop. So if you really do feel like you're losing hope sometimes, please open the jar or reach out to someone in this room or reach out to someone from Solving Kids Cancer, because I genuinely believe that in this room, hope springs eternal. Thanks very much.
Thanks to Matt, and as everybody that knows me knows, I like to have the last word. I have the privilege of bringing the conference to a close. So those that didn't participate in the shenanigans of last night, I'm Nick Bird. I am the Chair of Trustees of Solving Kids Cancer. And this is my son, Adam, obviously the reason why I'm here before you and the reason that I do everything that I do. What we thought for 2 reasons in order to close the conference today is we actually wanted to pay tribute to Dr. Audrey Evans. So Dr. Audrey Evans would actually have turned 100 on March the 6th, so on Thursday, had she lived, but she sadly died in September of 2022. And you heard from Dr. Meredith Irwin yesterday that Dr. Audrey Evans was called the mother of neuroblastoma. She was actually born in England, in York, trained in Scotland, and then travelled to America and worked in Boston and Chicago before becoming the chief of pediatric oncology, the chief of oncology at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in 1969. Her motto was, "A sick child is a sick family." We actually had the pleasure and privilege of inviting Dr. Evans to our parent symposium in this very building, in this very room in 2014, and we honoured her with an award for her services to children and families affected by neuroblastoma. And here you see some photographs of her with her longtime collaborator, Dan Dangio, who she married in 2005, and who was also a renowned pediatric radiation oncologist. The other reason why we felt it very appropriate to pay tribute to Audrey Evans on this occasion is the release of a new film about her in Philadelphia. So 2 of Dr. Evans's most notable achievements were the discovery of the neuroblastoma staging system. So the first discovery that different children with different presentations of neuroblastoma had a different prognosis and therefore should be treated more or less aggressively. And she was also remarkably involved in founding the Ronald McDonald House Charities. She played a pivotal role in the opening of the very first Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia. And so this film is being released in the United States this month to mark Women's History Month, and we're just going to play you the trailer.
The leading force in oncology, Dr. Audrey Evans.
Hello. Nothing more uplifting than pediatric cancer on a Thursday evening,
I have bold ideas. Our standard therapy regimens are simply not aggressive enough to handle such a sinister disease. In fact, I'm actually waiting on results for a revolutionary staging system. Could be a huge breakthrough in cancer research.
Add it to the queue.
You'll be able to apply for funding in about a year.
My children don't have a year. I'm so sorry.
I don't want you to be sorry. I want you to save my daughter.
Miss, you can't go back there. Miss!
She got Jarvis Pharmaceutical to sponsor her study. It's as if the rules don't apply.
Keep on keeping on! Imagine a house for families of sick children to stay for free. People travel from all over the world to be treated at CHOP, but often they cut their child's treatment short because they can't afford the hotels. We just need a little bit more time.
Time that you weren't afforded to begin with.
We have the opportunity to change the course of a deadly disease.
Oh, good grief. Have you lost your mind?
I'm not sorry for doing what I know is right for my children.
Get them to see the importance of the staging system. It could change everything.
Age is definitely another prognostic factor.
There's a fine line between impulse and action, Doctor. Find the line, Audrey.
My children count on me. They laugh with me. They cry with me. And they're counting on us. Each and every one of us to rise to the occasion and figure this out. We owe it to them to do just that. Because they're your children too.
So here's Dr. Audrey Evans standing on this very stage in 2014, talking to all of us. And I just want to take this quote from the film. They're counting on us, each and every one of us, to rise to the occasion and figure this out. It was true then, and it remains true today. So finally, I would like to offer my thanks to the team at SKC in the first instance. We're a very small team, but in delivering this conference is a complete team effort. So thank you on behalf of everybody and on behalf of the Board of Trustees for everybody in the SKC team for delivering this conference. Thank you to our sponsors once again. Thank you to all of our speakers who have very generously and kindly given up their time, travelled long distances to come and be with us. And last, and absolutely certainly not least, thank you to everybody who has joined online. Thank you to everybody who has come here today and spent the weekend with us, because this conference and this charity is actually about all of you. And with that, I'll close the conference. Thank you.